Good afternoon. My name is Alba Hernandez, and I'm going to present the communication titled Support Received by Families of People with Neurodegenerative Disease, a Qualitative and Quantitative Approach. In this project, I have the pleasure of carrying out together with my partners, María, Vela, Eva González, Isabel, Vicario, María, Begoña, Orgaz, and Marta, Badia, all of them members of the University of Salamanca. The results present in this communication are a part of the project NEUROQUALYFAM. First of all, we must consider that neurodegenerative diseases have a significant impact of the life of people who experience them, but also in the family members who care them, producing drastic changes in the quality of life levels. Family quality of life is understood as a dynamic sense of family well-being, collective and subjective defined, and informed by its member, in which individual and family levels need interaction. So family quality of life, it's really important, that it's essential to be sure that they maintain a good levels of quality of life. To monitor this process in a good way, it's necessary to have measures that are psychometric robust and specific for this population. Therefore, the scale Family Quality of Life Survey has recently been adapted and validated for this population. However, family quality of life also has subjective components. So qualitative assessments are important too, because beliefs and attitudes are relevant for understanding their feelings and behavior. One of the most effective commonly systems used to study in a qualitative way, it's focus groups. Until this moment, the literature have focused on quality of life of family caregivers from an individual point of view, not using an integrative point of view of the family. So, and also that's paying less attention that the whole family, and from only quantitative or qualitative model, but very seldom considering the positive combination of both models. For this, the main objective of this study is to check if the data obtained with the application of the quantitative scale are confirmed with a qualitative study with focus group, obtaining a deeper understanding of the indicators of quality of life in these families. So, about the method, we have 300 families of people with neurodegenerative disease who answered the quality of life scale. Most of them were men, 70% more or less, and with a mean age greater than 60 years. Regarding the people with neurodegenerative disease under their care, the majority were women with a mean age close to 80 years. Respects etiology, more than 50% suffer from dementia. And here in this part, we have another important etiologies in the population study. So the qualitative instrument used with the Spanish version of this specific scale to study family quality of life, which includes part E about socio-demographic clinical questions that have important interest for the study. And in a second and main part, we have the study of quality of life. In this part, we study 9 domains, and the domains which the scale consider are family care, financial well-being, family relations, support from others, support from service, influence of values, careers, leisure and recreation, and community interaction. For these 9 domains, we have 2 dimensions in this case, only attainment and satisfaction. In the original scale, we have five dimensions for each the 9 domain. That's not the case of this study, but you only have the opportunity to check 2 domains, the main domains, attainment and satisfaction. And if we consider the development of the qualitative study, we have 2 focus groups were formed. One's composed of 10 and the other of 11 participants, family of people with neurodegenerative disorders. The caregivers' age range between the 14 and 79 years, and the majority are females, suppose or partner of the caregiver receive, and they play the role of the main or primary caregiver. We use guiding to collect the data in the focus group and to have the same data in both focus group. And the first part, it's grading and a brief introduction to the red score. And then it's necessary to use informed consent and to explain basic group of the development of the focus group. And then the main part is about topics and the 9 domains of the family quality of life. But we have to remember that one of the main objectives of the study is to check if in the qualitative study we have the same 9 domains and in the scale. Sorry. And about the results, if we analyze the results obtained, we can see there are 2 domains that obtain the highest score, yet marked in green. It's about family relation and careers and planning for careers. And then there are another 2 domains with the lowest score in the scale, support from service and leisure and recreation. Also, we can check that the level of satisfaction is usually higher than attainment in the 8 of the 9 domains. But not all the case, the difference are significant. Only in this case, support from others, support from service, influence of values, leisure and recreation, and community interaction. If we check the result in the focus group, we obtained that the main topics mentioned as negative affecting family quality of life was social isolation, access and correct follow-up and specialized care service, lack of information in the diagnosis and progression of the neurodegenerative disorders and on the needs of the person, and also a lack of empathy in general of professionals and others like members of the community. We have a brief strat about one of the focus group developed to check an example about lack of information. So this person said, another thing that I'm concerned about is that family caregivers, in this case, wife or husband, are not helped at all, psychologically, medically. How should you move your husband? You don't know. Concerning posture, you are missing about. How should treat him? So we have problem about the physical topic, but also about psychological topic. Families doesn't have information how to treat the person with neurodegenerative disease. Finally, we can draw 5 main conclusions from this study. The first one is neurodegenerative disease negative but significant affect the family as a whole, the family quality of life as a whole. The quantitative study allows us to achieve reference values of the different quality of life domains, and the focus group allows us to get main details that number now correct. So it's very useful to combine both methods of study. 3, we found areas such as family relationships that were positive affected compared that ordered values more negative, such the professional service received or leisure activities. In general, emotional and practical support they receive both from other community members and for professional and service, it's still very insufficient. So we have an important work to do in this way. Therefore, and finally, it's important to raise awareness of the needs of this population and to carry out transformation in the attention provided. Finally, I include some bibliographic reference of interest for you, and I put my email at the disposal of the listeners so they can send me any question or request they need. So thank you very much.